David Diaz vs. Manny Pacquiao, billed as Lethal Combination, was a lightweight title boxing match. The bout took place on June 28, 2008 at the Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, Nevada, United States. Pacquiao defeated Diaz via technical knockout in the 9th round. The fight sealed Pacquiao's status as the best pound-for-pound fighter after he was elevated to the #1 spot because of the retirement of the undefeated 5-division champion Floyd Mayweather Jr. weeks prior to the fight, and put Pacquiao's name in the history books as the only Asian fighter to win 5 world titles in 5 weight classes.
There is no 3-knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case it caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards. If the 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round.
Pacquiao came into the fight following a close bout on March 2008 split decision victory over Juan Manuel Marquez for a super featherweight title. Top-ranked CEO Bob Arum matched Pacquiao against Diaz when Pacquiao decided to move up to lightweight division.
And 2 bouts even. From General Santos City, Philippines, the challenger, 3-time world champion, the current WBC super featherweight champion of the world, Manny Pacquiao. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing white with red and green, official weight 135 pounds, an outstanding professional record. This 1996 Olympian now has 34 victories, including 70 knockouts, with only 1 defeat and 1 draw. From the Windy City, Chicago, Illinois, presenting the reigning, defending WBC lightweight champion of the world, dangerous, David
Diaz, the WBC champion, made his last 2 title defense by beating Ramon Montano and Pacquiao's most recent conqueror, Eric Morales, by a unanimous decision in August 2007.
Boxing, Manny Pacquiao is #1 in the world, but his last couple of performances have shown the beginnings of some possible deterioration.
Pacquiao was stronger and faster than Diaz, pounding him with big punches from the first round on. Early in the bout, Pacquiao would step in and rip off 3 and 4 punch combinations at a time. He cut the nose of Diaz in the 2nd round, and a few rounds later he opened a gash above the right eye of Diaz, turning the fight into a bloody affair. The cut was bad enough to prompt the referee to have the doctor look at it twice during the fight.
A guy who carried the spit bucket. Strickland has said, if David can beat Manny Pacquiao, I might retire. Diaz says, no way, I'm not going to let him. And you heard Freddie Roach very pleased with the way his fighter fought round 1. CompuBox numbers, Pacquiao 19 out of 91, Diaz only 9 out of 43. Straight right hand lands for Diaz. Pacquiao lands his right hook.
Jim Strickland, the manager of Diaz, normally works in most fights as a cut man, so he'll get a chance to practice on his own fighter at the end of this round.
Be a good one, Emmanuel.
It's a good cut, man. You see Pacquiao through something that's very unusual, beautiful combination. Right uppercut, then followed by right uppercut up between the gloves. That may could have possibly caused the cut on the nose.
Well, you've done cuts, Emmanuel. Tell us about the difficulty of a cut right on the bridge of the nose.
Bridge of the nose is very difficult.
The courage of David Diaz is one of the key measures to making the fight watchable so far. He's too brave to just go away amid the onslaught from Pacquiao. Diaz mostly blocking that right hook. Pacquiao gets to his body. Just missed with what would have been a big left-hand connect in Pacquiao. 2 body shots from Diaz, and a 3rd one as the round comes to a close.
You see right here, you see Pacquiao throwing his right hook, something that he can't normally do when he's fighting the standard right-handed fighter, and he seems to love it. That's been his pet punch so far most of the fight. I was watching him. He's looking past Freddie Roach, who was giving instructions, looking at the replay in the arena.
Admiring his work.
Yeah.
Brings a whole new meaning to the old boxing phrase, admiring your work.
You know, normally as a fighter, Pacquiao's known for that powerful straight left. You know, jab with his right hand, a hard straight left. And he's taking...
Incredible. He throws a hook, a jab, an uppercut, and finally he'll pull his right hand back. It's amazing. I mean, Gray Jones used to do it with the left hand, but this kid is amazing with that right hand. 3-0 Pacquiao. Give him an extra point in round 2 where he hit Diaz with everything with the stool and the referee.
The early evidence on Pacquiao moving up to lightweight. Gee, maybe he's finally found a weight class where he can be really good.
and he seems to be enjoying it. I think he needs to fight more southpaws, so he enjoys it.
And Vic Draculich calls a halt to the action so that David Diaz's nose cut can be examined.
And I think it's eye cut now. It's a little bit more serious.
This was one of the possibilities, and because of his blind, I'm okay. I know I just got hit with a howitzer, but I'm still here. They throw at the same time. The difference in hand speed is so evident.
With the hand speed as well as the foot speed right there. Diaz, not only the hand speed, but he just can't deal with all the twisting and pivoting that that Pacquiao's putting into the fight also.
Diaz's left eye is beginning to swell. We're told that the cut to the right eye was caused by a headbutt. So we'll take a look at it between 64 power punches thrown per round. There's no way you're going to beat him if he's getting off that many shots. It is a brilliant and stunningly effective performance by Pacquiao so far. Diaz gets a couple of answers in there. What guts! What determination by David Diaz! Hard left hand by Diaz momentarily stops the Pacquiao assault. And stripes are bloody, but unbound.
Let the doctor have it. You're doing better that round, but you're not staying low enough. And when you're in, you're not punching up. Right. You're punching around, hitting the arms and the elbows, right? Right.
Power shots in round 5. Diaz 7 out of 45. Manny Pacquiao 27 out of 56. Emmanuel Stewart, the layman, not all that familiar with boxing, would look at Diaz's face and say, how can he be allowed to continue under these circumstances? And the Pacquiao storm once again continues. A tsunami, a hurricane, a tornado. Incomparable ring violence for this era in boxing.
The cut seems to be a big factor in this. So, you know, actually,
ring doctor says he's okay. I'm sure that Diaz would agree. When he beat Eric Morales last year, he did it with his right eye swollen up like a tennis ball, completely shut.
But one eye is swelling and the other one is bleeding, and they haven't seemingly stopped the flow of blood. And as soon as the bell rings, it starts bleeding right away again. It's a big factor in this fight.
Halfway through, they touch gloves in sportsmanlike appreciation for each other.
Pacquiao throwing punches in such a volume, and they're all coming from different angles. He's mixing up, and that's why it's so hard for Diaz to stop the punches, because he's not just throwing one punch or two. It's just the speed and the variety of punches is just too much for him.
Well, a perfect line of expert commentary there between rounds by Diaz. Quote, I can handle his punches. He's just too fast. That's the story of what's happened so far. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 6?
6-0, 60-53, Manny Pacquiao. Maybe I'm being a little bit more generous than I should be. I think there's a lot more 10-8 rounds mixed in there somewhere. But here's a major, we got to point this out. He's cut over the right eye. Initially, that cut was caused by an accidental headbutt. If this fight gets stopped, that cut is being made worse by legal blows. If the fight gets stopped, because we're beyond the 4th round, they'll go to the scorecards to determine the winner. But certainly, Pacquiao is way ahead on the scorecards.
Phenomenal. We look at
Back in the Philippines, when he goes to class to sit in a college classroom, 5 armed bodyguards have to wait outside the building.
Plus, he says when even in class, he spends more time signing autographs than he does doing homework or studying.
The teachers, like the students, scream and shout when he comes into the room and asks to have their picture taken with him. The way for a slower fighter to deal with speed is to try to interrupt the action and make the faster fighter fight when he doesn't want to. There hasn't been a moment in this fight when Manny Pacquiao didn't want to assault David Diaz.
At his eye in his face, so he's getting in a position and his mind is functioning on stopping the fight now.
Increasingly on the defensive, Diaz has less and less to offer as the 8th round goes on. The crowd has gotten its money's worth. The crowd has seen the show they wanted to see. Manny Pacquiao has made his statement. There isn't much reason beyond a few moments like that for this to keep going forward. If ever you knew in advance that if things got bad, an opponent would be too brave for his own good, you knew it tonight.
Yeah, I think the corner should stop the fight. It would be a graceful way to end it, but it's over for all practice.
In and out.
CompuBox numbers show that from the 5th round on, David Diaz's punch output has been dropping. 65 punches thrown in the 5th, 57 in the 6th, 50 in the 7th, only 38 in the 8th. Surely a serious consideration must now be given to stopping the fight in the 9th.
Pacquiao hurt Diaz with an uppercut in round 8, and in the 9th round, a jab followed by a left hand that Diaz never saw coming sent him down face first to the mat, and the referee jumped in to stop the action. Having the ring and WBC super featherweight titles as well as the latter's lightweight version, Pacquiao decided to vacate his super featherweight titles. Light welterweight champion Ricky Hatton is eyed by Pacquiao as his next opponent.
Manny Pacquiao was sensational tonight. He put on a clinic and it proved that he was much more than just a power puncher.
A flame of pure fire.
He did it all.
Incomparable in the sport. There's only one. Portrait of a superstar, Manny Pacquiao in bold relief. Does the spotlight fall? Right here.
Here you see Pacquiao land a beautiful short left cross right over the shoulder. Diaz never even saw the punch.
Jab, left hand, good night. Merciful. Finally, the merciful knockout we were talking about.
Yes, it was. First class.
Right on the chin. Through 8 rounds, the 3 judges' scores were 80-71, 80-72, 80-71, totally academic. It was a bloodletting from about the 2nd round on. And if the question was, how good could Pacquiao look in his first fight as a lightweight? The answer is better than you might have believed. Let's go to Michael Buffer for the official particulars on the knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we give the official time, a round of applause for a young man from Chicago with the heart of a lion, an Olympian and a world champion, David Diaz. Referee Vic Draculich calls a halt to this bout at 2 minutes, 24 seconds, round number 9. The winner by knockout victory, the fighting pride of the Philippines, now a 4-time world champion and new WBC lightweight champion of the world, Manny
Aaron reported that the fight had made $12.5 million, 250,000 pay-per-view subscriptions at $49.95 each, earning Diaz his best payday of $850,000, whilst Pacquiao earned at least $3 million. Official records revealed an attendance of 8,362, out of a maximum capacity of 12,000.
Punch numbers, Pacquiao landing 121 more, throwing 171 more, landing 37% of his power punches. Against some opponents, he'll do better than that.